Welcome to Grand Theft Central. If you're a fan of Easter eggs in video games, drop a like and let me know what your favorite Easter egg of all time is. Now, when GTA 5 first launched, it was jam-packed with Easter eggs and tons have been added, but there really isn't anything else like the original version, the 1.0 Easter eggs. Welcome to the channel, everybody. Chaos here today. We are going to be checking out some of the best Easter eggs that were in GTA 5 on day one, that there's a chance you forgot about. Let me know which of these was your favorite. Drop a like. Make sure you turn those notifications on for everything Grand Theft Auto. And let's start off with Master Chief. Why not, right? This is probably one that you didn't forget about. While you're walking around downtown Los Santos, you can find the Chinese Theater, which is a reference to the real-world Chinese theater in downtown Hollywood. Everybody knows that. If you've been to Hollywood, you know there are countless street performers who hang out in this area. Well, it's no different in Los Santos. And if you get your picture taken with them, you better be ready to pony up. If you walk around to the front of the theater, eventually you'll find somebody dressed an awfully lot like Master Chief. Now, they'll call themselves a reference to an in-universe TV show, but I think we all know what this actually is referencing. Come on, it's obvious. It's a really good one, too. Next up, the San Andreas Gang. Now, GTA San Andreas is one of the best games in the entire series. Let me know if you agree with that. And in GTA 5, you visit the old city a couple times. Of course, Rockstar couldn't resist giving us just a little dose of nostalgia when we get there. When you first go to San Andreas, pay attention when you turn onto Grove Street, because when you do, a little group of characters will ride by on bicycles. Guess who those characters are? I'll give you 3 guesses. You were right. CJ Sweet and Big Smoke. Awesome, awesome day one Easter egg. Here's another one. Any Dark Souls fans out there? Dark Souls was one of the biggest and most influential games in the world at the time of GTA 5's development. So, it shouldn't be a shocker for anybody that they squeezed a reference in there. While playing as Michael, you can do yoga with your wife, and if you pay attention to the objective names during the yoga minigame, you'll find a very obvious Dark Souls reference. One of the poses is called Praise the Sun, and it has you basically doing the same Praise the Sun emote from Dark Souls that was the butt of countless memes at the time. Well played, Rockstar. Well played. At number 7, No Country for Old Men. How many of you have seen this movie? It's a neo-western from 2007 that many consider to be one of the best films of the 21st century. So when you're driving around the West Coastal Road, there's a dirt trail you can take. And if you do, there is a random event that can trigger that simulates the opening moments of No Country for Old Men. For those that haven't seen it, here you go. The movie opens up with a drug deal turned into a shootout on an abandoned dirt road. And if you're driving along this specific dirt road in GTA 5, you may actually run into a very similar situation. Now let's talk about one of the franchises that's faded away, but it was a ton of fun. Dead Rising. It was one of the best zombie franchises during the Xbox 360 days, and I know it's fell off, but those original games, they were special. And apparently Rockstar agreed because they threw in a little Dead Rising Easter egg in GTA 5 in the campaign on launch day. While you're driving around listening to the radio, there's countless random conversations you could be listening to, but if you listen closely, eventually the people on the radio will start talking about a drug called Zombix, which is a reference to the Dead Rising drug called Zombrex. But that makes me think, how awesome would it be to get a zombie takeover in Los Santos, like GTA 5 Undead Nightmare? Anybody? Anybody with me? At number 5, Agent. Yep, Agent. You remember Agent? Agent was a stealth game that Rockstar announced all the way back in 2007, but has remained completely silent on it since. It was supposed to be set during the Cold War, had you playing a part in a political assassination, all espionage, all that cool stuff. It sounded awesome, but Rockstar seemingly abandoned the project for a few years after the announcement. Well, fear not, because there's actually an agent reference in GTA 5. During one of the main missions, you'll be trailing a car that looks kind of like something out of a spy movie, and what does the license plate say? Well, you can see it. 4G3NT. Agent? Coincidence? I think not. At number 4, GTA 1. Perhaps one of the coolest Easter eggs in GTA 5 was a callback to the original game. As many of you probably know, GTA was once a top-down 2D action game where you drove around the streets and you just tried to cause destruction. If you ran over a civilian, you would get a little 10 points pop up. Fast forward to GTA 5, and now whenever Trevor's in the car and you run over a civilian, there's a chance he'll yell 10 points. Yes, this is a little callback to the original game. Next up, Red Hot Chili Peppers. Now, there are lots of famous rock bands from Los Angeles, and one of the biggest of all time is the Chili Peppers. Now, one of the Peppers' most famous songs is Under the Bridge, which is a song all about Los Angeles. Guess what? There's a handful of challenges in GTA 5 called Under the Bridge, and they involve you maneuvering yourself underneath a bridge. Now, I may be reaching here, but knowing Rockstar, I think this is a reference to Red Hot Chili Peppers. It's never been confirmed, but you're not going to convince me otherwise. Now let's talk about Red Dead Redemption. John Marston, everybody knows, main protagonist of RDR, which was only 3 years old at the time of GTA 5's release. But did you guys know you can make John Marston your dad? Yeah. When creating your character in GTA Online, there's a few ways you can mess with your family lineage, and if you do it right, you can actually make it so John Marston is your father. Now, I have no idea how that works with the passage of time, but I don't care. I'm not complaining. Are you? I don't think so. This is awesome. And at number 1 today, Battle Los Angeles. I bet you forgot that this movie existed. Terrible summer action movie from 2011. Terrible tie-in video game. It was one of those so bad it's good properties, and Rockstar could not resist poking fun at it in their game. So when you take the Vinewood tour bus, pay attention to what the tour guide says. When you reach the final stop on the tour, which is City Hall, the guide will say it was part of the last 20 minutes of the awesome movie Invasion Los Santos. I wonder what movie they are referencing there. And there you have it. Those are some awesome GTA 5 launch day Easter eggs that maybe you forgot, maybe you didn't even know they were there. If you didn't, go check them out. Thank you everybody for watching. Make sure you check out the videos on the screen and subscribe with your notifications on to Grand Theft Central. We're just getting started.